Yo, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are live. We are live for the Mandem talk. We're in the building, hot, sunny weather. You know what I'm saying to you? Even though I'm wearing a jacket, it don't make sense, but I've got a fan right here. What are you telling me, Rancy-Leroni? What are you telling me?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, bro.
Yeah,
no,
man.
big up the chat as well, man.
Yeah, big up the chat, man. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Listen, the Mandem are on their way, people, man. We might have to have some boardroom meetings, you get me, and establish what's going on because certain man are slacking it, you feel me? But we're here. Show must go on. You know them ones there. And yeah, man, you know what? Even though there's not a lot to discuss, there is still a lot to discuss. So make sure you hit the like button on the video. The chat is rants here. Swap deal with Juventus. Sancho, either Douglas Luiz, Vlahovic, or Timothy
Weah. Yeah, bro. Run me Douglas Luiz immediately, bro.
Douglas Luiz. You see me, yeah? Does a bad year make you a bad player? Does a bad year, when you know that a player hasn't been playing well, does that make you a bad player overnight? Or do you still think there's a player in there with Douglas Luiz?
I think there is a player in there because I can only judge him on what he done in the Premier League because that's the only thing that matters. You know, that's the only thing that matters. What he did in the Prem, and what he did in the Premier had all of the top 6 teams looking at him as a realistic candidate. So, like, we can't ignore that. Do you know what I'm saying? We can't ignore what he done in the Premier League. So, just based on what he's done in the Prem, not interested in anything else, to be honest.
Yeah, Vlahovic, I can't lie to you, man. The drop off, man. That's why I used to rate him, especially when it was at Fiorentina. I was like, yo, this guy's a throwback. He was almost like a throwback kind of striker. I was like, right, this guy's got a wonderful left foot. You know what I mean? He's not got bags of pace, but he's in the right areas, good movement. I thought, yo, we might be onto something there, you know, with Vlahovic. But then complacency comes in. You know what I mean? Injuries also come in as well. Injuries have been a big part of his kind of fall off. You feel me? And the lack of consistency from even the Juventus team as well. They've had loads of managerial changes, board changes, you know what I mean? Lack of maybe, or the funds being spent in the wrong way. Motta's come in, didn't fancy him, went for Colomboani instead. You know what I mean? So, and he's on, the biggest thing is as well, he's on big wages, you know. I clocked on
Vlahovic.
Yeah, Vlahovic, bro.
But that's why they're trying to get rid of him. They're trying to get rid of him because he's on big wages, bro.
Bro, big wages, man. And the thing is, with Douglas Luiz, I'm a fan of him, but I think in a midfield 3, though, does he suit more of a midfield 3? Or when you look at this midfield 2 now, like even though he's very, very good technically, I think he's got a good range of passing as well, can loft it off as well if you need to as well. In a midfield 2 alongside Bruno, though, I feel like you've got to be very, very careful as to who you pick. You feel me? And with Douglas Luiz,
I think he's got the intelligence and the ability to be the guy that sits. I think he does. Like, even though he's more of an 8, I think he reads the game well. Like, if you look at his main attributes, it's probably reading the game, breaking up play, and he can distribute as well. Like, I believe he's got the ability to do what Cass does, but with fresher legs. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think he could be the answer, bro. Short term, he could be the answer. Next season, I'm looking to get Adam Wharton. I think he's like 29 or something.
No, younger than that, man. He's just turned 27, bro.
Oh shit!
I swear down.
I'll still be looking at Adam Wharton next season, though, bro.
Yeah. Adam Wharton's though. Adam Wharton's a dream sign. I just don't think you're gonna get these guys now, bro. But
not now. They're not. That's the next season. That's the next season conversation, and even then, it might be the season after because they're asking for stupid money.
Bro, this is the listen, man. I hate to say it, but you put in a good solid. And the matter thing is about Adam Wharton, like he wasn't played as well as he was at the start of the season. And I think he came in January last season. I'm sure he did. He came in January, pulled done a few things here and there. Bro, I just feel like I don't know if it's just the standard of the quality now, but you look good for 6 months, your price tag goes up, bro. Yes. It's mad how football is now, man. You can play well. You could have one performance, by the way, on a big stage, and that's you set. You're ready, bang, price has got up, especially for these lower teams as well. These teams that you always kind of know that they're a feeder club. They've got success rate, especially with what do you call it, Brighton. They've got success rate. Crystal Palace have got success rate where these guys sell players for big money, and you're like, yo,
yep.
It's mad, you know, bro. And the fact is, right now, why I named the title "Beggars Can't Be Choosers," that I've had to realize, yo, man, like we ain't gonna really get these big marquee midfielders, bro. It really isn't.
But
and,
also, who are they? They're not really out there, Saeed. Like, there's not. Name me the midfielders that are top class midfielders that are actually available and their team are ready to sit down and negotiate. They're not there, bro.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, even Wharton, that's not a conversation that Crystal Palace are willing to have. They're willing to let Eze go, yeah, for the release clause and nothing less. Like, do you know what I mean? Wharton is not a convo. Baleba's not a conversation. Like, these things are not convos, bro. Kudus is leaving because he wants to leave West Ham, and West Ham are happy to let him go, bro. That's the reason why there's talk of Kudus to Spurs or Kudus to Chelsea. But the truth is, yeah, a lot of these smaller teams have a lot more spending power, so you can't bully these guys. It's the same with Brentford as well. The reason why this thing's taking long with Brentford is because they got money. I think they got nearly 15 million for the manager. They got money for Norgard, and they want that Mbumo money to be used to rebuild the team and make sure that they can stay clear of relegation next season. So they're not forced to sell. They're not forced.
It's a big thing for them, you know, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I worry for Brentford next season because even though they got Wissa, that's a big chunk of their goals. And you got to remember, Mbumo, Wissa, the link there, the chemistry there, you miss that. All of a sudden, you're not the same player. Yeah, Wissa, don't get me wrong, he's very underrated, but sometimes that link up here makes you a better player. It does, but we've seen it in the past with players where you're like, you're not really that great yet, but you know what? This guy's elevated your game, bro. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, you've created this kind of almost connection. You know what I'm trying to say to you, bro? We've seen it so many times in these duos in the past, bro. They make each other better, bro. They do. Your Demba Ba and Cisse was a prime example.
Bro, when you've got your Cody, yeah, the guy that you like playing football with, yeah, bro, it changes. It can elevate you can elevate a player's game, bro. Do you know what I mean? 100%.
Yes, 100%. And you know what it is as well with Brentford as well. I do believe though, a lot of it comes down to the fact that they want to also know what's out there in the market. They might be looking at, you know, replacing the player as well. Like they might be looking at, first of all, let's look at what the replacement's going to be as well. Because some people do that. As soon as they get their player, the replacement's already lined up and it's already there. You feel me? So I feel like it's one of them where they're looking at it from their point of view. You know what? We still also need to find out who we're gonna get from that player. It's a big player that they're missing, bro. That's why I'm willing. I'm not maybe as patient as you, but I'm still under the kind of thing of we must not move away from Mbumo. We must not kind of
no.
You feel me?
We'll get that over the line.
You know them ones there. So that's where I'm at right now. Big up to Musa in the building, man. Musa, what are you telling me?
I'm here, man. What's good? What's going on?
Yeah, man. We're just discussing, man, the swap deal, potentially Sancho moving on. You know what I mean? The Juventus are willing to pay or willing to do a swap deal potentially with Juventus and one of Vlahovic, Douglas Luiz, or Timothy Weah. Who are you taking out them three? Rand said Douglas Luiz.
As Vlahovic, you know. Vlahovic has got unfinished business, you know. I know you, man, ain't feeling him, but hear me out. Hear me out, man. Vlahovic, yeah. You know what it is, man? We've got some saucy ballers right now. We got Letsky, we got Cunha, we got Ahmad, we got hopefully Mbumo, yeah. So what we're saying now is we need a no-nonsense. It's not always about everybody's on the same thing. What I'm saying is I think Vlahovic, if he stays fit, has the ability to score minimum 10 goals in the league. So we're talking about between 10 to 15 with a few assists. But I think on top of what Vlahovic does, it gives you a vocal point within the team where defenders know that they're defending against someone. I don't think it's this flipping Hoyland type of thing, because sometimes what you need from a striker is a man where the back four know, you know what, there's somebody up here. Yeah. There's a big guy up here. He's got the ability, and if you give him too much space, no backlift, just rocket, boom, top corners. Goals. And a man who's also got the ability to score a hat-trick in a game and to finish a game, like take every opportunity that he gets. So for me, I just want Højlund out. That's the first thing. I want to hear Vlahovic and Højlund was also somewhere in the back hiding. Højlund out, Vlahovic in, and then we can build from that, because I just feel like we need a straight swap. And again, if you're telling me Vlahovic, I will put my money on Vlahovic if he's in the Prem, having a better. And again, you know what it is? A lot of the problems is Man United, you know. It's not even just the player. It's Man United. Agreed. Because I feel like Vlahovic comes in at Newcastle, comes in at Villa. He has a good season. He scores goals. It makes us like, look at Asensio. Man starts saying, raw, how comes we didn't go in for him? Raw, how comes we didn't look at him? Where even Asensio, we're going for Asensio, man.
You know what? It's one of them, like, I don't mind Asensio, but again, for him, he's a luxury player, man. He's one of them kind of players that I feel like you've got to build around him, man. It's like he's not really someone that can just float in and out.
What's his age?
He's 28.
28. But he can take Bruno's role. Like, we got Bruno here playing. You know what it is? I'm not looking at this team thinking Amarin 3-4-3. I'm not thinking about Amarin, you know. I'm looking at this team like post Amarin.
Yeah, I know. You're just looking at the squad.
Yeah, I'm looking at the squad. I'm looking at the squad post Amarin, because I know it can be very peak, very quick at United. And then we got a new manager in. We got a back four. We're playing with a 3 behind the striker. We're playing with a 10, or we're playing with 3 in the middle of the park. And all of a sudden, these type of players are now needed, and we don't have it. I'm very aware of how we're overloading in certain spaces, certain types of players that he's going for. And this is why I'm still happy that Mbeumo, Ahmad, and Cunha can play in different type of systems, regardless of the manager. But I definitely don't want to overload like we have maybe in the back with the defenders, and then we have a certain type of player who can't really, or he won't have a place in the new system. But yeah, man, I'm not like, I would rather go for a striker than go for my man, that the midfielder. I would rather go for a striker. Yeah, Douglas Luiz. Do you know why? Because I don't feel like if United don't get a striker and we stay with Zertsky, I'm not fussed if we go and spend 70 million on a midfielder. I would rather us go and spend real money in the middle of the park, because my thing is, if we get a striker, it's a plus. But even if we didn't get a striker, but United went and got a Walton in, went and got a Baleba from Brighton, I would still be like, you know what, cool. I'm ready for this. Let's go for it. But
I don't think we need a striker. I think we need a versatile player to come in that can play in either of the 10 positions, bro. Like, bro, even if they went and got me Tyler Diblin, I'll be cool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the way I see it is, Mbeumo, Cunha, and Xerxes can all play in the 9 and the 10. So just go get me someone else that could play in the 10, and then we can rotate. Yeah, between them 4 players, we can rotate them. We don't need another out and out number 9, bro. Like, the teams that are winning stuff right now are not playing out and out number 9s, bro. They're not. Liverpool won the league without one. PSG won the Champions League without one.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, it's only really Barcelona that are playing a 9. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's because they got one of the best number 9s of his generation. But other than that, him and the Harry Kanes of this world, like, bro, there's not really number 9s out there doing that, innit? So
they're not. I'm with the same thing, and this is why I will take a swap to get a 9 in, but I don't want to spend our money on no 9. If we've only got money, one more big transfer signing
on the midfield.
Go and get a midfielder. If we've only got one more 70 million in the bank, like we've spent 65 on Cunha, 65 again on Mbeumo. If we've only got one more 65, middle of the park.
Yeah, especially because obviously a lot of it will come down to sales in it as well. That's what it comes down to, man. The sales in it. Because you can generate money from sales in it, like that right there. Obviously, we have to agree on a price for Garnacho, agree on a price for Rashford, even though he looks like more. He's looking like a loan. That's why he briefed it to David Ornstein. I'm looking for a swap deal, or I'm looking for a loan. It doesn't have to be a permanent sale. Even he knows in his head he ain't gonna get like a
Rashford knows the interest isn't there, bro.
He isn't there. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, he knows.
So it's like we can really only generate this summer, depending on Real Betis. They're saying that it's down to the wages, isn't it? Like that's where they're not really. They're not really kind of signing right now. It comes down to the wages, but he's willing to move.
Garnacho is the cash cow for this window.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Rashford's alone, Højlund's alone. Sancho's only going to be like a little 20 mil or something. It's not going to be crazy. We got 5 mil from Chelsea as well. But we're probably going to see a couple loans. Like, do you know what I mean? And Anthony, it's not going to be big dough. Betis ain't going to give us more than about 20 million euros or something, 25 million. It's going to be mad installments. So,
yeah, I agree. I think the only thing that could happen with Anthony, you know, when it comes to the start of this, cool. When the window closes for us, man, and it's still open for next man, can they still buy man from the league, or is it closed for everyone?
Yeah, I think they can still buy, yeah.
Because I think that's when it might get techie if the season starts for like in Spain or something, and someone gets a quick early injury, and then all of a sudden someone like Atletico panic and they say, "Raw, where's Anthony? Where is he?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
but apparently that thing where the window closes before the season starts, they said that they haven't agreed on it, so it might.
No, they haven't. Why would you agree though? Because why would you allow us to finish early and then them man to go pick up your players, bro? Like that don't make sense. The problem is we all haven't agreed for it to be on when the season starts. Because when the season starts, it's not for everyone. We start earlier than La Liga. Yeah. Premier League starts before us. The Championship starts before us. Like every league has a different starting week. So it would never make sense. Every league.
The only way it can make sense if they just do it between like June and July. Once July is done, because nothing ain't started before any league starts. Like July, if you ain't done your business, but okay, May to July. If you ain't done it last month for the season, and you don't go into June and July and cop your players, come like end of July, it's a wrap for everyone. I think that's the only way they can make it fair. But
you can never do that because of the World Cup and the Euros. You can never ever do that. You can never do
that. But people make it harder than what it is because the only reason players, and we have this culture of players not getting deals done before the World Cup, is because the window's always allowed that to happen. But if you change the culture around signings and make it clear before you head off, you've had a whole and also change the rules in when players can start talking to other clubs that want to leave. I think if they make that a bit more open as well, where it's like, okay, cool, you can do it 2 years. When you've still got a contract, you can start talking to other clubs. Then it will make those transfers a bit more easier. But I think how it is now, it's still set up to the old system of the window. So there's a few things that would have to change for it to make sense. But boy, man, it is what it is, man. I feel like Anthony might get us a little money because I think it's easy to forget his numbers. He done quite well in Spain. I think any team in Spain that's got a bit of money really spare to do something, they should really be going in for him. Even like if them not get money for Williams, Anthony wouldn't be a bad shout for Betis. Yeah, you know what I mean? They're not going to buy anyone outside of Basque region. Athletic Club.
They don't buy anyone from outside of Basque region, man. They've got strict policy, man. Them man are rich club. They're bringing in money. You feel me? Like that's where I believe they won't do that. The thing is with Real Betis, they've sold Cardozo, and I think the other kid that they also have as well. They've sold both of them, so they got peas.
But when they got low overheads, bro, they're laughing, mate.
They're laughing, but the problem is though, they're very clever in showing their cards too early. You feel me? Like they still want to lowball you in it. They still want to say, yo, listen, we still want this player for 25 million. You know, we don't want to be paying more than you really want to get. You feel me? Like traditionally, has any La Liga club paid for a Premier League player that has been big money? Can someone in the chat really find out? Apart from Suarez from Liverpool, how much was Suarez from Liverpool? How much was he? I'm trying to guess now.
I don't know, but CR7 is the only one I can remember them paying big money. That's it.
Alvarez, you know what?
Alvarez was 80 mil. Alvarez is 80 mil.
I'm wrong then. Okay, you know what?
No, the World Class players, they've done it. Even Gareth Bale, they haven't played with.
But these are top tier players, though. Maybe the Ferran Torreses then of the world. You know what I mean? But you've got to be a player. I'm talking about like players that are just kind of almost like, you know, petering off decent to good. I'm not talking about like the top level players. You feel me? That's the ones I'm looking at more so personally. But these teams have got money, but they act broke. They're very clever, man. Acting like they're broke. Really and truly, they've got the money. They traditionally get into Europe most years anyway. These clubs.
Yeah, but this is how they keep their money, Saeed.
Yeah,
because to everyone outside, they ain't got it.
Yeah, right. It's very clever, man, what they do, man. And then all of a sudden they want to fleece us. It's mad, bro, you know, man. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it because it's like, bro, man needs to I need to realize that we need to be at that point now in the next regime where we can be able to sell players now. So saying now Ugarte, that's a good value now of, yo, we've not got 50 million, but we're going to get at least 25 to 30 now. You know what I mean? You're still making a loss, but at least you're getting some sort of change out of it. You know what I mean? Because I'm seeing other clubs, they're getting their decent fare out of their players, bro, on these sort of wages. You're not going to get them for Rashford and them, man, because they're on big wages. And maybe we've been, you know, the previous regime has done us very, very badly. But the next one now, these have to be going for Garnacho has to be going for at least, for me, minimum 40 million minimum. That's what I want for Garnacho. You know, and we can get that perfect because I see other clubs getting it. Simple. Other clubs are able to get that. We should be in that kind of conversation. Really and truly, Conor Gallagher went for 50 million.
I think it's because we act desperate, and I think when you start acting desperate in this time of climate, you're in problems. I think we act too desperate. I think, like I said, Garnacho, we got him for less than £1 million. He's on less than he's on £50,000 a week. We have the ability to loan Garnacho out, just like some of the big clubs do with their young players who they see who they see have a ceiling to go to a next level, whether we believe it or not. But I think we have the ability to, because there's two things going on here. The first thing is, Ineos told us they didn't sell flipping Bruno Fernandes because they didn't need to sell him to make signings. So it's not on us no more. The minute you held on to Bruno and you didn't take the 100 million, stop telling us now you need to get people out the door to make things happen. Because if you would have sold Bruno, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. So for me, someone like Garnacho, him being on £50,000 a week, we paid less than £1 million for him. He just turned 21 years old. I would be sending him out on loan, AC, in wherever, a big club where he can actually, even 2 years. Like I've seen Spanish teams send young prospects out on loan for like 2 years, and then when they do numbers, they go and get good money for them. Real Madrid do that all the time. Barca
but we can get good money for him now, bruv. Like I'm not
in for it.
Brother, I'm not loaning Garnacho out, bro. I would rather, he's 100% profit. I would rather sell this brother for 30 million, and charge it to the game, blood. I'm not trying to do this thing because, bro, look, think about this.
You know where is no rants.
No, but bro, think about him like a homegrown player, for instance. Like Liverpool might end up selling Harvey Elliott, for like 40 million or something like that, So think of him as a Harvey Elliott, even though Harvey Elliott's a better footballer than him. So think about Garnacho as a Harvey Elliott, bro, like academy player, bro. If you get 40 mil for an academy player, bro, you're like, yeah, cool. Nice. We move. Like, where's this 60 million coming from? Like, he's not a 60 million pound player, bro. What? Because he's got an exotic fucking name, bro. Like, he is an academy product that we bought that was only there for like 18 months. He's not that good. It's just marketing is the reason why man are talking about 60 mil. Garnacho was a 35 mil. Move him on, like, safe. That's what
you look at the market though. Gittins, what's Gittins though worth though?
But really, he's not better than Gittins, bruv.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know about that, you know.
I don't rate Gittins, but he's not better than
Garnacho's better than Gittins.
Nah, he's not though. I'll be honest.
What's Gittins based off of though? The hype from Gittins. That's what I don't get. What's Gittins really based on?
Bro, that's the same question I asked for Garnacho though, bro.
Garnacho.
Yeah, but Garnacho at least has done.
He's better than Gittins. He's better than Gittins. You guys,
it's the bicycle kick, bro. It's the bicycle kick.
Not only is he not better than Gittins, but you know what it is, What people need to understand in football at any level, at any level, if you're playing well consistently, you're worth more money than the brother that has a good game every 5. This is just how it is, bro. If you're playing well consistently in non-league, that's how you move through the leagues, bro. It's not, like, no, but remember one every 5 games, man could do a thing, bro. Like, the thing is, you know what? It
is though, Rance. You said this as well last time when you said that every player has progressively got worse under Amorim. Like, as bad as Garnacho was, he wasn't this bad last year.
Brother, I haven't rated Garnacho since he first put on the man.
No, you've never rated him.
Consistent.
Yeah, you've been consistent.
He's trash.
No, you haven't rated him. You've been consistent. But for me to argue Garnacho's point is that even under this system, this is not the best system for Garnacho. Like, there's no way Garnacho plays for Borussia Dortmund.
I don't agree. For me, the manager has made a lot of fucking accommodations for Garnacho because he still allowed him to play as a touchline winger, even though the system doesn't play with touchline wingers.
But not really,
he's played him on both sides as well. He's given my man. He's not said to Garnacho, "Yo, play in between the lines." And
no, but you know what's affected him though, right? You know what's affected him though. You know what's affected him from what I've seen? The amount of times the wing back goes beyond him and also wants to go into Garnacho's positions and runs that he makes. I think it's had a big impact on him. I don't see, like, for me, the proof in the pudding would be send Garnacho out on loan to Dortmund for a year and let me hear this getting stuff.
Just get money.
He would, because the problem is this. Why do we need money? Because the club didn't sell Bruno for 100 players. No, but they said they don't need to do that because they didn't sell Bruno for 100 million. I get what you're saying.
No, but they said they didn't need to sell Bruno because they probably thought, you know what, we've got other pieces that are not better than Bruno. No, but it is though. It is though, because at the end of the day, what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to blame them for what man before them did.
No, do you know why I'm onto them though, right? You know why I'm onto them though? I'm onto them because they're asking for 70 million for Garnacho. They're out here touting this player around the market for 70 M.
But this is where we agree. Like I said, he's not worth that. Furthermore, same with Rashford, Rashford's on 325k. He's got 3 years left. I wouldn't be asking for no money for him, bro, because I'm trying to get this guy off the wage bill and I'm trying to get him out the club, bro. I would take 30 million for Rashford right now, bro, and say, you know what? Them wages are your problem. This guy walking and not pressing, that's your problem. I'm not here, like, these men are not worth big money.
The Rashford's
not worth more than Sancho. He's not.
The Rashford
Sancho's on less money. He's younger. And also, Sancho's gone out on loan previously and shown, that he can still perform at the top level, bro. Rashford went out to Aston Villa. He didn't perform better than Sancho performed in the Champions League.
I hear Rashford and I hear the Sancho, but the business of Garnacho is what I can't understand. You've bought a player in for less than £1 million. He's on £50,000 a week, and you're catting to sell him after you was offered 100 million for a 31-year-old who doesn't even fit in the system of the manager that you got in play, and you turned it down.
But the manager wants to keep him.
This is what I'm saying.
Also,
go on.
Think about it. Bruno offers consistency, whether not performance-wise, but with metrics. He delivers consistent assists, goals, or chances, or whatever how you want to cook it. Like we're looking at Premier League players to bring in with Bruno. This manager,
where's the club going there? Where's the club going? My issues with the club, them, like, they need to make their mind up. Where are you going? You've got Amarin. You've put in the
Premier League proven route. All the players that we've been linked with are Prem proven guys that get numbers. And Mbumo gets numbers. Do you know what I'm saying? Cunha gets numbers. I don't even like the Watkins links, but Watkins gets numbers. All the guys that we're getting linked to are guys that don't need coaching. They're guys that can come straight into the team.
All of that stuff, I hear it. But my point is this: you have an option to make money, 100 million. Yeah, big money. Yeah, the money, and Bruno was bare profit as well because they've already made back the money that they've spent on Bruno, especially his fee, long time ago on the books.
Yeah, so Bruno been here long enough.
Yeah, he's been here long enough. So Bruno for me is the big. It's like I'm not gonna let them slide for the Bruno thing because they should have stole Bruno. And we wouldn't be having this problem that we're having now. They didn't, and now they've got a 21-year-old who they think they can get 60, 70 million pounds from, where we all agree 40 million will be a good day, 50 will be a great day. So now they're here trying to squeeze 70 million. We're at the beginning of July. We still haven't got the second player in, and it's all about this money, selling this one, selling that one. And I just can't let them slide because for me, the easiest thing would be, because I believe you get, 23-year-old Garnacho gets you 50 million. I believe that he can develop and go on to continue to get his numbers. I don't look at Garnacho's numbers, especially in a bad Man United, and say that this kid is crap or he can't score goals. He'll do something for somewhere else.
But I think he's not that talented, but I still look at like the world right now, the market right now, and talented players are still less talented players.
It's not just that though. It's not just that.
Look at Matthias Tell, for example.
It's not just the ability though. I don't like his ability. Also, I don't like anything about the way he carries himself. I don't like his attitude. I don't like the baggage that he comes with. The bullshit with his brother. All these comments in the media. fuck him off, bro. Cut your losses.
I agree
The only
with all
thing
of
that
that.
I don't like, the only thing I don't like is the fact that they're asking for too much money, bro. This is a deal, yeah, that's easy to do because he's not on big money. Get 40 million for him. Fuck him off, bro. Like that's
I
it.
agree with
Project
all of that,
Liquid.
yeah. But my thing is that what I'm shocked about is that he's such an important, pivotal part for their transfer window. I don't get
shouldn't
that.
be.
What
I
he
agree.
shouldn't be. Yeah, that's the only
agree.
issue that I have with him because right now I would be getting this you out on loan. Go 2-year loan. Go and do something somewhere good. And when your money goes up, we'll cash in. Like even like
Yeah,
2 years.
but how long has he got in his contract? Because say he goes out on loan like Rashford, yeah, and then he doesn't play well. Like Villa weren't trying to. They weren't trying to take the option, and the less time he's got in his contract, the less he's worth, bro.
2028.
Like, that's what I mean. He's not gonna be. He'll never be
I think,
worth more than he is worth now, bro. Like
No,
he
I
can
think
only
he
go
would.
down in value, bro. Like he's
I
not gonna
think
go
if
and
we-
do what Anthony did. He's not gonna be cutting in and slapping things top
Nah,
bins, yeah?
I think Garnacho.
He's not.
See what I've seen from Garnacho, and I had to go back to watch him and see what he does. And I still think he hasn't been developed since he's been at United. He's again, United get these young players, they bring them on, and they're like, go and do your thing. Especially with Eric Ten Hag. I didn't see.
Where does he go and develop now? Then
Now, I think there's a few teams he can go and develop and get better at. Even I think if Garnacho goes Napoli, I think he gets better. I definitely does. I think under Conte, especially how stringent Conte is with his system and how he likes to play the game, Garnacho brings us in £50 million after 1 year with Conte and actually doing something in the Italian league. I think then you can demand that money. And if you don't, he still hasn't been at the club and you still get an easy 40 million. But it's not this, if we don't get 40 million, my man's turning up for pre-season. I don't even think the loan's on the table. I think it's mad.
I don't think it's on the table because they want to sell him, and I think that
So if we don't sell him,
I think that they should sell him. I think there's teams that want him.
I don't think we get 40 million for Garnacho.
I think we do. I don't think we get what Man United initially wanted, which was closer to 60. We don't get 60.
Yeah, that was in January, though.
I don't think we should be. I don't think we should be asking for 60, bro.
Who do you man think comes in and gets Garnacho and takes Garnacho off us?
But he's been linked with Villa. He's been linked with Napoli, bro. I think there's a chance he could end up at Villa. He's been linked with Chelsea. I don't see the Chelsea thing happening because they signed Gittins. Do you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, there is interest for him because he's young. He's not on big wages, and do you know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones where
the Villa thing was like the Watkins guy. They talk about a swap with Watkins or something.
Listen, I would take a swap. I would take a swap if it was Watkins. I'll take that
I wouldn't take a swap for the simple fact that I think that when you've got somebody that's 100% profit, like you need for PSR, you need to make it worth it, bro, because you can pretty much spend 3 times what you sell this player for. So if you sell him for 40, you can spend 120. So get me the 40 M's, bro. And I believe we can get that. I believe we can get that.
I think with Aston Villa, though, why it doesn't work at Aston Villa, they don't really play with wingers, you know. They play almost like 10s. So they have this narrow 10s in Rodgers and what's the other brother called? We used to play
Jacob Ramsey.
Ramsey.
They play with narrow wingers. That's why Rashford went up front. He said, yo, brother, I'm going up front. I can't get involved in this team, bro. I can't do what the manager wants me to do. Yeah, he couldn't do it at Man United where they play with 2 10s tucked in. So you can't really do it, you know, at that club there. And he, right now, for me, won't be able to thrive in that environment. Chelsea was the one. Chelsea would have been the perfect club for Garnacho because they play with wingers, they develop young players, and they were close. But Man United in January said, "Yo, we want this money," and Chelsea don't get fleeced.
Yeah,
like
but also remember that Forest turned down 45 million for Alanga, so United will look at that and say, "All right, cool. Alanga's not going for 45 million, so that means we can't take less than so and so." It's the market, bro. The market is dictating these things, bro.
Yeah,
yo, big up people. Yo, big up people. Big up people.
Likes, man.
Smash the likes.
And we haven't even got 500 likes, but you lot in the chat, like
Smash
the video.
The likes, people. Smash the absolute likes. Manchester United. The pole dancers, the Ineos Glazer pole dancers told me. 1st of July. What day am I on now? You know what I mean? We're selling the best in class, they told me. Best in fucking nonsense, more like. You know, these people are waffling. The waffle is real, mate. The waffle is United. It's very difficult to really judge players, United players, because we're a very unstable football club. and especially younger players. Garnacho has some sort of talent, but yes, was he performing horribly at Manchester United, where hardly anybody's performing? So I don't take that into thing. I think his market value is around 40 to 50 million because of his age, more than anything. And like you said, what you can get out of him. But he's not a world beater. He's not this. He's not that. And you know what? I agree. It's difficult as as fans of football to separate the personality from the person from the player. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm just like, this club is struggling. I think whether Garnacho stays or leaves, Manchester United have got bigger problems. Bigger problems. To me, the most interesting thing I'm looking at is Rashford. I'm like, Rashford, stop begging Barca. Go to Bayern Munich. That league is made for you, King. It's made for you. That is
the high line.
Yeah, high line transition.
Again. Yeah.
Transition FC. So that's what I think that should be. Sancho apparently reports in Italy saying that he's close with Juventus. That might be a good thing for them. And I also think it's weird how Bayern Munich are not in for Sancho. Actually proven in that league. Proven. He's proven. Certified. Like, you're getting a guy who's proven in that league. So it's something weird. Some really weird things are going on. But in terms of Manchester Watkins, nah, mate, my guy is exactly the same. If I was Watkins, go to Germany. That league, high line business, got space to run into. That's for you. Manchester United, slow build-up play. Take the ball back, give it back. We haven't got proper wing-backs that can cross they can't. Honestly, don't even get me started with this fight for the fucking bullshit back. He's not seeing the ball. He's just going to be like that, just wandering around. And then, yes, any of us on this panel and majority of the panel can look better than Rasmus Højlund. But are we looking for just anybody to be better than Rasmus Højlund, or are we looking to get somebody? Watkins is not that guy. He's a space merchant. He's a goal scorer that goes on these kind of like crazy runs where he score like 7 games, 8 games, and then you won't see him for 10 games. So he's that type of guy, high volume chance guy. Manchester United don't create that much. So why getting giddy and why the club is trying to make people like, it's just, listen.
I think, you know what it is,
I expected silt. And majority of United fans are making it out like, this is done, that's done, this is done. And when I look at it, I'm like, we need a profile guy who can hold up the ball to play up the pipe. You don't have to be horrific, but can you facilitate Mbeumo if we get him? Because you know me, I seen Alan Shearer in a United shirt. The media don't do that to me. This close, this and that. I'm not asked. I just see you United shirt. You're either there or you're not. But something like to facilitate Cunha. And I think we've got that player in Xerxes. But the whole fan base are obsessed with this one guy that's going to bag the goals. And I'm always like, it depends how you see football. I don't see one guy. I see us as attacking unit, keeping the ball in the opposition box, creating chances, movements being created. That's what I see. This idea that, because that's what I just see the brainwashing. This sort of like level of brainwashing because some muppet on the radio or muppet on Sky Sports said, striker, we need a 20-goal striker. No. When I tell people, I never like root fan. This is the right United. I didn't. It wasn't my favorite striker. Everybody buzzed of him, but the whole team played the ball to him. I always like two guys complain, two combinations. Rude, Rooney. You know what I mean? I like combination kind of strikers. Dwight York, Andy Cole, Cantona Cole, all of the successful people who have done well at Manchester United. Solskjaer, the majority, Sahar
Rooney.
Yes, Sahar Rooney.
Very underrated duo.
Rooney Tevez.
Tevez.
Yeah. All of these different type of combinations, and I'm like, no, there's something fundamentally wrong with our team structurally. But we're getting gassed about everything. Yes, we understand we have to address the goals. We hope and pray if Mbeumo comes and Cunha come, they can put those numbers. Even though we know Manchester United play a different type of system to where Brentford and where Wolves play. So we see players doing well in their clubs in that. They come to us and we're like, how come they're not doing the same what they were doing? Because Manchester United are different. We're an unstable football club. There, Cunha was the leader at Wolves. Mbeumo was the leader at Brentford. He's the go-to guy. They're the go-to guys. And we know why our go-to guy is XG, Mr. I've made a pass that has maybe deflected of a defender and they might have created a semi-chance, but the stats will say, hey, it was a clear goal-scoring chance, opportunity, Bruno Fernandes. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm like, what's happening with a fucking midfield? And nobody wants to talk about it.
Yeah, Douglas Luiz. That's what we're linked with Douglas Luiz from Juventus.
Douglas Luiz ain't gonna do jack. We see what Douglas Luiz is capable of.
He will improve that midfield, though. Let's be honest. Let's not do it. He will improve that midfield. It's just that it's not the name that everyone wants, isn't it? Like it's not
about a name. I'm not asking about a name. Can you get me out of the first phase with this manager who's using a donkey centre halves to do that? Can you get the wing backs actually to go high and wide? No, he's not doing that. They're just gonna invest into bullshit midfield and offer us nothing. I'm looking at specific things. Somebody who can get on the ball, somebody who can dictate play, somebody who can actually got passes 30, 40 yards, can penetrate through the middle.
But the midfielder that you want, though, is he attainable, though? The midfielder that you want, are they attainable? Be honest, because I would love Baleba and all these guys, but they're not attainable. That's a reality. They're not attainable.
But we're Man United, we're Man United.
They're not attainable.
We're winning the league in 2028.
They're not attainable. How are they attainable? Explain to me.
They're attainable the same way Chelsea when it's the same way Chelsea when it got Enzo.
You have to find them.
You just have to pay the money. The reality is this: we might not be happy with the price tag, but if you go and slap like £90 million now for Baleba, they'll take it.
Brother, we ain't got 90 million right now, bro.
No, Chelsea showed you how you pay 90 million. They've showed you how you pay it.
Yeah, but
they showed you how you pay it.
The only reason we will spend that money is if it's a big if, by the way, if these sales are more than what we expected. So when we say Garnacho 40 million, we spend, let's say, for example, 50, 60. Rashford, we get the 40. And Anthony, we get the 30, 35 million. That's the reason why I'll be like, you know what? Cool. Baleba could be possible. But right now, at this minute...
You've got teams that, look, Man United got money, yeah? Like Noradin said the other day, they've registered with 2 different flipping companies. They're doing whatever they want to do. The reality is this. If the player costs what he costs, yeah, it's not like you're paying it in flipping in one season. You might have to slap 15 million down a year, 20 million down, 25 million, whatever it might be, but you're not paying it all at once. The reality is that it's just how ambitious are you? That's all it is. How ambitious are you?
Yeah, but United want to be ambitious, but I don't think
United the owners, look at Todd Bowley. My man's ambitious side. He spent bare money. They changed the flipping loopholes because he was going mad. And he's still gone and done another mad loophole. He's still doing his thing. The man's ambitious. He's not waiting.
Did he have players on big wages, though? That's the problem, though. Did he have these players?
No, he hasn't got. This is what I'm saying, but that's what...
He forced them out, though, to be fair, because Sterling was on big wages. Chilwell was on big wages. They've all been forced out on loan.
And what I'm trying to say to you, I don't have the answers in terms of how you do the wages, how you do the contract. I'm only pointing to you.
How are you demanding money then?
No, because Saeed, I'm only pointing to you at someone that's doing it in our league. Someone's doing it. And they don't bring in more money. Listen, 1 minute. They're doing it.
I still have to get to the level that I am going to be at that level.
Listen, you told me we got the best in class. There's no...
Listen.
Musa, get the receipts out.
What I think they are... Hold a minute. This is what I'm saying. Wilson's going to try with me. What I think they are versus what I think is possible are 2 different things. Right now, Man United I repeat, do not have the capability of spending 90 million on Baleba right now.
Of course we do. Man, listen, if you think, Saeed, let me tell you this. Based on how they structure the deals and what they do, cool, we know they're going out. We know Sancho's going to leave. We know Rashford's going to leave. We know there's a high probability that Garnacho leaves. We know Anthony's going to leave. Based on how deals are structured, yeah, Man United don't have 90 million to give flipping Brighton today. No, they don't. Yeah. But can they give Brighton 20 million over the next 5 years? Yeah, they can. Can they structure a wage where Baleba comes in?
Hold on a minute. Listen, everyone could have 20
Saeed,
million.
Saeed, be quiet. One second.
I don't.
No, we got the receipts, man. We got the receipts here.
No,
Hold on here, Sam.
Also,
I've received them, Musa. I've received them all. I've
Listen,
received
I
them.
don't get Musa's logic. Are you hearing what Musa's trying to say? He's trying to say, yo, just give him 20 million to start off with. Bro, you still have to show that you're willing to pay that 90 million. You still have to show that, yo, right, here is a 90 million, right? But the transaction is going to come in installments. It's not a case of, yo, take that 20 for now, yeah?
No, but I agree with you, Saeed. But what I'm saying
This is doing FIFA negotiations, bro. You're forgetting two parties are in the negotiation, bro.
You know what it is? You know what it is, though? You know what you're trying to say, Mandem? What it is that as a football club, the type of money that we bring in and the type of sponsors that we command, who was it the other day? We don't. Man United doesn't go to a sister club. We're not flipping Arsenal, or we're not like, I don't know, City, who go to their airlines and sponsor their shirt, and because no one else is going to give them that type of money and start saying, yeah, we bought in this type of money. Listen, we got some mad sponsors. I don't even know who they are. They're just forking out bread. They just want to be seen
right now. You know that, by the way.
No, but I'm just saying, when you look at the shirt.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know right now, Man United currently don't have a training sponsor?
Training. Look what you're saying. Training. That's the level.
You don't matter. No, hold on a minute.
I'm trying to show you something. Listen, right now. We might not even have a toilet sponsor, but listen, like the reality is this: man's talking about training.
We still sponsor
training. I mean, we've got sponsors on the arm sponsors. I don't even know who these sponsors are, but I've never heard of some of them. And I'm just seeing them on man's arm. And then you go and do the maths, and then some mad millions turning up to be on the red shirt. All I'm saying is the type of money Man United bring in, the ticket hike. Remember, my man's doing all of this so he can flip and build that stadium that looks like a circus tent, but he doesn't want to spend the money on the flipping field. The reality is this side. I don't want to hear that Man United are not in a position to spend £100 million on a signing. We are. We have the money. Whether we do it or not, that's cool.
So we used to be a football club that does that. Not anymore, pal. Not anymore.
I get it. I get if they don't want to do it.
We're £1 billion in debt, mate. £1 billion.
Yeah, I get if they don't want to do it, but I just don't want to be told that we can't. Yes, we can. If Man United wanted to, they could. Whether they do it or not, that's another situation.
Like the noise coming out the club was that Barada, because of how we structured the finances, going into this financial year, we can spend 250.
Let's get it right.
So
potato fucking.
That's what was coming out. It was saying, we can spend 250. Do you know what I'm saying?
I heard that.
Hold on. These figures are very wrong.
No, they're not wrong, because we can actually, we're allowed to make a loss of like 120 something. We're actually allowed to make.
Where's this? Where's this? Where you're hearing from? Like, is this on the Athletic, by the way?
Brother, I think it was the Athletic. You know what I'm saying?
What I seen was 115 million or 125 million is what we have right now, transfer credit. After that,
and you can make a loss of 120 something, so it's 250,
bro. What I seen.
The way Saeed, listen. What Rance is saying, Saeed, is not wrong. The difference is Chelsea are happy to go into them red zones because they know they got the money.
They know they can Chelsea get back out and they just sell something.
Yes, because they know. The difference is we have owners who could also do the same thing, but they're not on it.
But they don't want to because
they don't want to do it.
Yeah,
and that's cool. I hear that.
What assets have we got right now that United could use here that could facilitate?
Carrot. Sell it.
Just share the infographic, man.
It doesn't matter.
Just share what I've just shared.
What's this? Is this PSR?
It just breaks down PSR. Look, we're nowhere near. We're the fifth. We got the fifth PSR in the business. Fifth.
Look at that.
Villa are struggling. Villa can't afford Garnacho. Villa are on red. Liverpool are near the bottom.
I'm not saying United about there.
So let's not get it twisted. All of it was a myth. This PSR, mate.
Nora's going to tell us we got money. Go on, tell me. Go on,
Manchester United have money. No, Saeed, you know what it is?
You do have money, Saeed.
Saeed, it's about your owners, bro. Look at the guy. How many times do I have to tell you about the Greek done at fucking Nottingham Forest? Got 20 players. Weren't good enough. Brought them to the Prem. Said, see you later, 20 of you. Right, and when the people are finding it hard to move up. Yo, he was paying out people's contracts to move them on. When there's the will, there's the way. He was buying out people's contract to say
he was, but he's money laundering and his money's not legit.
He is,
We're being run by a business.
When everybody's doing it, why can't we do it? Why can't we do it when everybody else is doing it?
But this is why I called man broke billionaire before he signed.
Yeah, you did.
Because he's a legit billionaire. He's not.
That's a t-shirt. Broke billionaire. That's a t-shirt.
Billionaire play club.
Bro, he's a broke billionaire because he's a legit billionaire. So all of his money is tied up in assets, bro. It's not cash, bro. This Forest, bro, is a mobster, bro. This is
mobster.
It's mafia money, so he can just
big up to him, man.
Yo, it's different, bro. He's got the money in a bin bag, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Bro, Mandem, you see the size of United as a club in any other league, Spain, France. These man's got the ultras on deck. See what we're accepting? We're mad, you know. You see the type of money we bring in and the stature of the club. The fact that we sit here. We sit here, we got that syndrome. What's that syndrome, that locked in thing where you get kidnapped and you're scared to run out the yard? You start holding on to your capture. United's just kidnapped us, and now we're defending their mad decisions. Brother, why are we defending these mad decisions? We got. I don't owe Ineos don't owe me nothing. I don't owe them nothing. They're the custodians of this football club. They're taking in bare money, and the Glazers in the background who own most of the club, they're not even holding none of the smoke no more. They're just sitting there. Yeah, Stockholm. We're in there. We're stuck.
Musa, I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know what it is though?
No,
it's always been at United. Hold on a minute. It's always been at United though. One or two signings always change the mood and the complexion of where we're at right now. And that's what it's always been.
Because of the propaganda. Because to be fair, it's the conditioning over the last 20 odd years. Because we always had good players, yeah. So one or two signings, it's about how the fan base have been conditioned for the past 30 years under Fergie. Look at Fergie. He came in 1986. He actually bought a lot of players, yeah. He got really disturbed the drinking culture, got a lot of players, signed the likes of Dennis Irwin, Alistair Bruce, those type of players, yeah, bought them in. Changed it. Then when we started winning, it was only Saeed. You don't know to break up the winning teams to add on maybe one or two players. British transfer records. Manchester United were breaking. British transfer record. Rooney for a teenager. Rio Ferdinand. Roy Keane. You know what I mean? For a striker, Andy Cole, 7 million was the highest in Britain at the time. So all of these was always to add that together fundamentally. But unfortunately, since the Glazers, since Fergie left, Glazers are putting whoever's in charge, and they've been doing the whole thing. Every season is another thing. But the biggest, I just want to make this point. When I see that other owners have a will and a way to do it, you can do it. You can do it. If you know anything, listen. I got friends who study the finances of the world and all of the corruption and all of the madness that's going on. They're literally the same people who write the regulations go over to the other side and tell them how to cheat those regulations, right? So the idea that we live in this rules-based order, rules-based thing, is a waffle. I just don't understand what his intentions is, what the Glazers' intentions are. I genuinely do not. And in my head, I'm like, are they doing some sort of like, because you have to get suspicious. Because I'm like, you're doing things that don't make sense. So are you actually, United going bad? Are you making money from it in some way, somehow? In some twisted way? Are you making some money by United being this bad?
They have
because
to be.
when you finish fifth, and the last point I'll say this, Musa, I promise you were talking about ultras. If Jim's name was Demsal Aguguso, and he was from flipping heritage Ghanaian or West African or Central African, you bet boy know those boys will be going berserk right now.
Yeah,
because he's from Saddleworth, he is Jim, sir, and all that bullshit. No, I don't.
And he's a United fan.
And it's bullshit. He's not United. He's got Chelsea. He's the ticket holder. He's in fucking Monaco. How is he a fucking United fan? Have you ever seen him at United? Have you ever seen him at United? I've seen Saeed. There's more photos of Sheikh Jazim at Old Trafford than I've ever seen Jim.
I know.
That's the fact.
But the thing is, though,
and the British media will tell you, is Sheikh Jazim even real?
Madness.
That's what they tell you. Before Jim Ratcliffe came to bought and stake, by the way, Glazers still run things, by the way, as well, people. Because no way, if you look at the hierarchy in United, the guy that runs it and the guy who's got the biggest percentage to represent his family is Joe Glazer. Without him, nothing gets done. What we forgetting that they had to wait. They had to wait hours to wake him up in fucking wait till he wakes up in Florida to be able to say, "Oh, can we do this? Can we do that?"
The big boss is always the decision maker, bro. The big boss
that's
is
what I'm
always the
talking
decision
about.
maker.
So at the end of the day, is that we know the reason why people are not going berserk. But Manchester United, I repeat for the people at the back, 15th. It's the worst finish, even when we got relegated. Because when we got relegated, 2 points got a win. A win got you 2 points. A win gets you 3 points in this league. So actually, if you look at the tally, it's worse than the team who got relegated.
Yeah.
They're worse than the team who got relegated in the 1970s, 50 years ago. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. We see it, what Bowley's doing. Bowley's another mafia as well. They're doing money laundering. Nobody can tell me anything now different. My guy Ibrahimovic was doing some madness. They're doing money laundering as well. Everybody's doing it. And now, all the Arsenal fans, I can never call you Arsenal now. I call you Chelsea's little bitch as well. You are Chelsea. We are Chelsea's little bitch. You're Chelsea's little bitch as well.
Why are we?
Saeed, they gave us fucking Mason fucking Mount. And let me tell you the stats. He started 13 games in 2 fucking seasons. So that's why we're their little bitch. That's why we are.
Don't let them know that, man. You know what I mean? Jordan, you can't let them, you know what I mean? We don't want to openly say it.
Nah, we're saying that truth must be revealed. But Arsenal are as well, Saeed. Because if that fits right away,
yeah, that's crazy.
Every transfer window, Arsenal are on record buying a Chelsea player.
But Chelsea are doing something
best
right.
customers. Best customers, bro.
Just on that talk there. Big up George, and he says Marinakis paid an Albanian on the street to communicate with Colombians, moved to the biggest shipment of heroin ever, and the case is still open. I'm from Greece. Trust me, you don't want that. That's what I'm trying to say. You man are glorifying a guy who's on a man.
Yes, I do.
Do
you think, Saeed, I love for you to know, do you think Jim the flipping rat
of course,
he's got money clean? Do you not think that he's doing the most incredibly dodgy? Do you think all these billionaires are all clean, Saeed? They're not one billionaire.
That man's got bodies. That man's
Everybody's got the closet is full.
No, he's got greenwashing. He's part of
full
greenwashing.
Of bodies. Full of people disappearing.
People have died, brother, because of them man there. Yes. Don't worry about all that.
But just to go back on the point, though, Omar Barada did say, or Omar the Wafflers, as Norden would say, the potato
Omar
waffler.
Potatoes, that is correct.
He said, waffler. He said it would be a multiple of options. It won't be a case of like having one side. And you know what? Again, you're not going to want to hear this, but he is kind of low-key true. This summer, you've seen the pattern of it has been a case of not the first choice option. And that becomes a part of not only does that become a
what is their plan? Nordine said something that's right. What is their plan? Think about it,
They don't have a plan, they just have options.
Mbumo and Cunha is dead food. Yeah. Let me give you an example. Like they're good players, but them two alone is like you're getting them two to fight 20 man. This type of signings that City and flipping Liverpool have brought in, and what Arsenal's trying to do with the striker, and it worked with Zubimendi and the level they were playing at already. Then you got flipping Chelsea at any minute just going by Mohamed Kudus and add him into Mad Mix. We're so far behind that these two players who once upon a time would have made an impact, they just light work.
Yeah.
They can't do it on their own.
Yeah, just to add on to Musa's point, it's just like we're not showing any intention. Every other club's showing intention with ingoings and outgoings. Even with our outgoings as well, it's absolutely shocking the fact that we've known so many players have been on the books for so long. We know that we want to get rid of them this summer, but there's not even any talks about them leaving, you know? So it's just like, and at United, come on, we all suffer with that PTSD of this player going out, that player going out. It hits August times, bro. And there's no conversations, bro. There's no agents flying there or there. And then they're at the club the following season. We've kept the Lindelofs. We kept the Luke Shaws. Why do we still have Tyrell Malacia? Tyrell Malacia should be gone right now. All of these players, they should be gone. by now. And the fact that negotiations haven't even started is bad. There's a lack of intent with the negotiations, with ingoings and outgoings. And just to even echo on Musa's point, yeah, I understand what you was trying to say with, you know, paying clubs in installments for like Belieber, for example. But the fact that we don't even, you know, do things like that, we're not trying to pull any sorts of strings in this negotiation. It scares me with Ineos. Absolutely scares me. There's so many players that we know we wanted to get rid of in January. Bro, it's that bad. We sent someone on loan with an obligation to buy. And they paid us to take that player
who was
back.
that done that though? Who was the one that done that? Who was it that done that?
Never happened before. That was the first time in history I've seen that.
That's the first time I've ever seen that. But look, I understand where you're going with that, Saeed. But that's our bad luck. That's our bad luck. I've never said that, bro. I've never said that, bro. I've never said that. I would love to help in United's recruitment.
Listen, that's what we were told, bro. You got
do you know what it is? It's a lack of spine, innit? It's just like we have no spine in these conversations. We're Man United, bro. We're like the biggest club in England. We're the biggest club. No, think about it. No, think about it, bro. The biggest club in England. You could go and do your research now. Biggest clubs in football. You always see United in the top 3. Always see United in the top 3. Why are so many different clubs literally pulling the strings in these transfer markets? And then we're out here getting, obviously, some Premier League proven players, and then everything's
just to add a bit of balance.
We're in negotiations with Watkins and that, bro.
Let me ask you a question, though. Just to add a bit of balance.
Get ready, people. Get ready.
Go on, Saeed. Go on,
Saeed. Go on.
No, I'm just saying to you. Just to add a bit of balance to the argument, yeah? This is for the sake of the podcast and the Mandem talk. Adding a bit of balance. What I'm saying to you is, yeah, even though these guys have got, they're higher than us and whatnot, are we not getting the better players on Mandem? If we hold on a minute. Let me remind you.
I swear I heard this last summer, bruv.
No. I'm being serious though. Even though, yeah, these men are doing their thing, and I hear it, but are they getting a better Cunha? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm taking Cunha ahead of João Pedro. I'm taking Cunha ahead of
absolutely. Brother,
Even
I was in the boxing gym today, and
Yeah.
an Arsenal brother come up to me, and he was like, "Bro, I can't lie. How the fuck after finishing 15th are you trying to do Cunha in football, blood? It's a foolish." He's like, "Bro, there's some joke thing." Like he was like, honestly, it's fuckery. Like that's the kind of window that you do when you get top 4, bro. Like I'll be real. Even the Chelsea man, who was it? Lewis, yeah. Even Lewis was like, "Yo, João Pedro and Gittins, that's a window that man could have had if we finished 7th." Like,
bro.
No, they're good players, but we just trying to make them fight too many men one up. They can't do it.
I'm not gonna lie.
What I'm saying is with João Pedro, yeah, João Pedro,
he's a good player, man.
He's a good player. He's potential. He ain't really proven nothing in the league yet. He's someone.
His numbers are good though.
No, they're all right.
You know, I was having. Wait, hold on, guys. You know
he
what?
Got like 10 GA or something like that. Like the numbers are okay in it, but
not all.
João Pedro
thrive at the top. You know, not all.
You're right. João Pedro passes the eye test, bro. I like him.
Yeah.
But the facts are, yeah. But the facts are, he's not a world beater.
No,
He's good numbers though.
They're not bad. I like him. I think he's good, bro. But the point is, the point is some players are just meant to be at mid-table teams, bro. I'm not saying he's one of them. I'm not saying that. The same with Mitoma. When man was saying, "Oh, Mitoma," I was like, "Yeah, I like Mitoma." But if Mitoma goes to a Liverpool or something like that, might not bust, bro. You know what
You know what it is though. You see players like
bro, look at Pedro Neto right now. This guy looks like a homeless man at Chelsea.
He's trash, man.
No, I'm with you, but you see players like João Pedro.
He looks like their best player every time I watch him.
He looks rubbish, bro.
Listen, relax,
things like that could happen with Mbeumo, bro. Like man, see it happen with that shooting down in that man, bro. Damien Duff and that, bro. Man, see Damien Duff bad it up at Chelsea.
Listen, Damien Duff's a player, bro. Don't do that, please.
Yeah, but he bad it up at Chelsea, but then look where he finished majority of his career as well. Like majority.
No, but remember, Duff was at Blackburn, yeah, and he went to Chelsea, and man thought, yo, it's a big step up for Duff, and Duff done his team.
No, it's true. It's just an example as well. Like Stuart Downing as well. Them man there.
What are you saying?
Downing's a good like 2 levels.
No, he did.
Oh, he did.
But I'm saying he spent majority of his career at Fulham. And it's like, even Stuart Downing, if you look at like Mbuemo's case,
he was
Stuart
bad
Downing
at
was badding it up at Villa. He was badding it up at Villa. I think he was badding it up even at Middlesbrough as well. You get it? And then he goes Liverpool, and then you get it. He was absolutely moody, bro. Yeah.
Mr. Diddy Johnson.
Man saw the left-footed white boy. They said it's him. Nah, it's the other one. It's the other one.
About time, Rant. It's about time.
It's the other one, bro.
Because he was a black man, they would say it's the same, bro.
It's true that I've got facts.
They all look the same to me, bro. They all look the same to me.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
My mistake down in for Johnson is crazy.
Yo, and they're all from the northeast as well. They all got the same haircuts, bro. Shot back and sides, mate. Army recruits, bro. I'm not having it.
This guy's crazy, man. No, real talk.
No, but bro, like look at like Ashley Young, for example. We signed him from Aston Villa. He was cooking at Villa. Very good servant for the club, Ashley Young. Do you know what I'm saying? So even if Mbuemo and them man give us what Ashley Young gave us, it's enough.
Yeah, it's enough, bro. Yeah. It's enough. Listen, he helped us.
Like, we need to understand, just because a player does something at a club, they don't mean man's gonna be a world beater. Like I like João Pedro. The one thing I would say about Chelsea from watching them, when I'm looking at the way that Chelsea are playing, I'm not seeing too many players in that Chelsea team, that are really thriving, in the way that this manager's playing. Like, I'm not seeing players thrive like that. Like, I'm seeing a lot of players look worse than they looked under previous managers. A lot of them, the same thing that you man are saying about Amorim.
Yeah. Listen, you know what, Rad? They actually look worse in terms of their overall game and structure.
I agree.
And they did with Pochettino. Pochettino at the end found the way.
I disagree with that.
He did.
I do.
Pochettino played good football.
He did. Towards the end of Poch's time there, they went on a good run, and that's how they ended up getting sixth. They were mid-table the whole season, bro.
They were drawing to flipping Sheffield United and Burnley, bro.
That was at the beginning.
They were mid-table for like half the season, and then Poch went on a run. And people didn't think he was still going to get sacked, and then they sacked him anyway. But they finished.
They did it too late. They got on
first season.
Hold on a minute. They went on this meaningless run, that the season was already done, and then they climbed to 6 and 11 for. Hold on a minute. Pochettino's done well here.
Season well done, Saeed.
I'm not saying Maresca's a saint,
Saeed, I'm a good football merchant. I'm not going to lie to you now. Under Poch, it's a lot better than the shit they're doing now. What they do now. And they didn't got. And you know what? You know the biggest thing? They've actually got better players. Better players now than Poch had.
They're not the worst now, though. They're not the worst now, though. They're not the worst now.
They're not a great.
They're not worst now, man. They just
remember they were in the title race. They were in the title race last season. I don't know when they fell off. They were winning bare games.
Yeah, and then they died. The middle of their season was awful, bro. The middle of their season was awful.
Yeah.
So I think
they weren't that long. It was about 2-3 months.
It
was about 2-3 months, but I think how they grow. No, but if they can grow on, if they can grow from those 2-3 months that they were doing well and put and kind of extend that momentum that they had with adding players on. The difference is with a João Pedro and a Cunha is that you go into Chelsea as João Pedro to add on to what Cole Palmer and all these men are doing. Yeah. But Cunha, you come in and man just dash you the burner straight away, like boom, get on the field. It's real. It's pressure.
Smoke.
Yeah, straight.
That is cold, that's
Hey Musa, one thing I would say though, if I'm being 100% honest, you know the amount of times I watched Man United play last season, and we had a breakaway, and I'm like, brother, if that is Cunha and Mbuemo instead of Hoyland and Garnacho, we are, we're mashing this up, because we had the chances, but the chances break down before they become
players,
because their players are big.
Bro, I'm telling you now,
it's a fact.
I'm not saying that we would be where we would be higher than where we are, but bro, we missed a lot of big chances last season. The Tottenham game, we battered them.
Mandem, I agree with you. I agree, but there could be some.
The Arsenal game that we played at home that we drew, was it 1-1 or 0-0? Brother, 1-1. We should have put 5-6 past them, man.
Exactly.
Mandem, all I'm letting you know, if Cunha and Mbuemo start moving like Hoyland and flipping Garnacho, just know the juju is real at United. Like we have to fully accept it. You have to accept no, but if it happens, yeah, we have to accept it because I've seen Onana letting certain goals, and Onana's moving like he's seeing spirits. He's moving like he's seeing the keeper. Onana's looking.
No, man. You know what?
Onana's looking like raw. Didn't you man see? Onana's moving like raw. Didn't you man see that spirit that pushed me? Like he's seeing stuff on the field. I'm telling you, there's things. There's things going on.
I just want to say this. Listen, I've got to go.
Liverpool did the same thing though. Liverpool in Klopp's first season, they were just outscoring teams no matter what, bro.
Yeah.
Who did they have in goal in Liverpool? Did they have that guy Mignolet? Mignolet was in net, bro.
No. What's his name? What's his name? You dropped the ball in the Champions final.
Karius or Mignolet?
Karius, that's it.
Mignolet, they had Mignolet.
Mignolet first, then Karius. Yeah.
Listen, they had that Southampton guy, the guy that was doing it in the lower divisions. What was his name? Liverpool fan. The guy who was striking for Southampton, the big meathead, mate. Looked like a bit like Downing.
Lambert.
Big guy. They had him as a striker. He was there.
Ricky Lambert.
was scoring goals for fun.
Pen merchant.
Lambert, that's it. Lambert.
Ricky Lambert, yeah.
He was there.
Ricky Lambert, pen merchant.
Steve Coker, they put Steve Coker up front. They said, "Yo, go up front."
Yeah, but that's when they decided. That's when they decided to do the Prem proven thing. But they got the dead Prem ballers.
Yeah, they got the dead one.
But they did do.
Yeah,
that.
I think in that time they got who else? Nathaniel Klein, Adam Lallana.
Yeah.
Charlie Adam, Joe Allen.
Yeah. But by the second full season he started, he cleared out. They cleared out about 15 players.
Yeah. But they weren't on big wages. That was a problem. But what my point
Still
was,
on not big wages. Zaid, do you know that Luis Diaz is not even on 70 million?
Oh, he's on
50, 55K or something.
He's not even on 70 grand.
I actually feel sorry for him. I actually feel like that's illegal.
Liverpool are holding him hostage, mate. They're holding him hostage.
I can't lie, bro.
Yeah, no, facts. Didn't he finish sixth on Ballon d'Or last year?
Bayern Munich come knocking.
But them man say, listen, we took you out the hood, yeah. Be grateful. That's what they're saying.
That is mad.
Wow. That man said we saved your dad.
55 bags.
That man said we collected your dad, yo.
He was gonna stick. They got him out the stick.
Nah, man. Liverpool lock people up, bro. They lock them up.
Bro, they got him locked up,
man. Jail, baby. I got locked up. They won't let me out. Trust me. The Colombian version, that's what he's singing now anyway. That's all I know. He's singing the Colombian version of that.
I don't know who his agent is here, but like generally though, real talk though, 45 grand a week here. I mean, it's like cool. For us, it's amazing. Yeah.
A league winner, a Premier League winner.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but all that does is show us, that all these men, we've been overpaying them.
Yeah, we've been overpaying them, yeah, bro.
Of course we have.
Like even Mainu, real talk though, Mainu, like real talk, he shouldn't be getting more than 70 grand a week. I don't know what this kind of like realization.
I had that same Arsenal brother that I was telling you about. He was like, yo, nah, Kobe's a baller, he should be X1. No, bro. You shouldn't be on no 100 and nothing. He said, oh, he should be on like a 120. I said, no way. No way, bro. He's 19 years old, bro.
19,
hold a little,
bro.
Hold a little 60K, yeah. And then,
of course,
every time you play well, we can renegotiate. Like,
Bruno
for like free contract.
That's what Fergie used to do. Yeah. Listen, when Manchester United, when we used to be a football club, that's what we used to do. Remember Fergie?
75K, bro.
Fergie would pull out when the player's on form. We'll pull out. We'll go to the board and go, right, he's banging them in. He's doing this. He's performing. Can we up the wages? That's what used to happen. We're not that football club anymore. We had Mr. Champagne. Mr. I'm getting paid. Everybody's getting paid. Woodward. You know what I mean? That's what we've got. That's what we've had. Glazers. And also, I 100% believe by giving. What happens is that when you're paying your big assets, spending a lot of money on them, and you're paying, that keeps the shares of the club to a certain level, Saeed. Because you value these assets so much more, you're putting it in a book. And that's what's been happening at Manchester United. We're not a football club, we're a brand. That's what I want to say. And that's why Diaz and that can be locked up. Liverpool have got so many different things, especially with Sahar. I don't know if they did it with Diaz, but they did it with Sahar and Mane, where they were basically giving them with goal performances, assists, match performances, giving them up here, matching them.
You know Curtis Jones here? He's on 15 grand a week, you know?
Yeah, of course he is. So they just come through the youth. Let me say
Yeah,
something.
He's nearly 25, bro.
Let me just say something. Let me just say something.
Yeah, bro.
Saeed, let me just explain to you how it works. Let me just explain to the people, yeah, if you don't want to listen. Saeed, majority of footballers who come through the club who are academy graduates do not get paid as much as the players who are bought into the club.
Yeah.
Because when you're bought into the club, you are going to pay the market rate, and then you're going to have to give the market wages. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But this is why these players tend to leave, because they can triple their wages going somewhere else.
There you go.
Yeah.
And when we got academy, it's always been the same with academy players. And Fergie, to be fair, when he had the class of 92, he always had to keep an eye and get their wages up, within hand to how much they have achieved, how well they're playing. That's what he used to do. Yeah, because otherwise, people used to want to get off. Roy Keane.
Sorry, did I just notice something? Is Conor Bradley getting paid 20k more than Luis Diaz?
Yeah. It's mad. I don't know how that's happened, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, because you know why? You know why, Taki? You know, when you buy players from the Portuguese league, they're on pittance. So it's about the league. If Luis Diaz was bought from Spain or was bought from Italy, the wages would be a bit higher. But he was bought from the Portuguese league, so my guy was already on pittance.
That to Man United. I don't care. Liverpool Portugal and slap them on the big wage.
Oh, Bradley just signed a new contract, they're saying.
Yeah, Bradley just signed a new contract, to be fair. Yeah.
But anyway, the biggest point is that when you've got young players, no club does that. No club. That's why my guy wanted to get off from Liverpool. Because I'm telling you, he wasn't even on big wages either, Trent. He wasn't on massive wages because he came through the youth club. The youth team. And they don't do that. So that's why it works. But anyway, people, I'm off to the theatre. I'm going to watch 2 hours, getting entertained, watching Liberation. If you know, you know.
Yeah. Love Nuruddin. Love. But our wages now, it's not, like I said to you, it's not bad considering the top three, like they happen now. Casemiro 1 year left. Bruno Fernandes, it happened. Mason Mount, it happened. But after that, Mateus Delit needs to be the highest.
After that, it's looking good, mate.
Yeah, after that, that's it, bro. We get rid of Ericsson. We're getting rid of Sancho. This guy here needs to flip it goal, but it is what it is. Agreed. After that, Lindelof is gone. Ugarte, Diallo, look, it's calm now. You know what I mean, bro? And obviously...
And then Bumo and Cunha is around the 150 mark, so...
Yeah. If Kobe Mino goes from here to around 70 grand a week, I think that's calm, bro.
Yeah.
That's calm. You know what I mean? You're going on to the areas of like Diego Dallo, who's been a season pro and that.
He shouldn't be on more than Dallo. He shouldn't.
Yeah, bro.
But he should be around
status, bro, man. Listen, I like Manu. I think he's a good player, very, very good player, and I think he should be United's future. But at the same time, you have to almost earn it, man, and really, really earn it, bro. Not just gonna give it. You know what? We're gonna give it because we feel like you kind of deserve it, and we don't want to just make you happy. Nah, bro, we're not making you happy for happy's sake. Like, we're not doing that. Simple. We're not doing it. You know, so it's one of them where, going back to my point before, is that yes, it looks like we're a bit slow, but at least the players we're getting that year, and Beaumont Cunha, they're signings that you come in and you think, you know what? I'm very, very confident they're gonna come in, they're gonna slot in nicely. It's not a case of Gittins and them man there and players like, you know, that might be able to fit in at least. At least the players, you know what I mean? The risk of them like flopping are very, very low. For me personally, anyway. And by the way, just an update on the Rasmus Højlund one. Apparently, he's gonna be more likely to leave than stay this summer. It will be more likely to be a permanent sale than a loan. Inter Milan are there firmly. And you know what, to be fair, Inter Milan need a lot of help, you know. So it could mean that Inter Milan might actually be getting him, you know, because they need a rebuild, bro. They are in a massive, massive rebuild. They've been shocking the Club World Cup. So they might just go on a mad one and start paying some money for players that they believe that could do well in that league. So let's hope on that one. And then Brentford, it says here, Brentford are trying to push United for a higher fee. It's a game of numbers with Man United not wanting to pay over the odds. 7th of July is crucial as most of the players return in training and expect this transfer to be clarified by then. So that comes from Laurie Whitwell.
The date keeps on changing, man. The date keeps on changing. It was 1st of July, blah, blah, blah. Now pre-season. We all that pre-season.
Your mic's messed. Come in and out. I'm going to get these super chats in. Thuram is a baller. Swapping with Juventus. Don't want all the scrubs they offering us. Colomwani, Vlahovic. By the way, Rans, you rate Colomwani because Adewale is always on to me about Colomwani.
I don't like Colomwani. How Colomwani reminds me of Nicholas Jackson, yeah, but like in terms of like his movement, he's just bare erratic. Like, you know right. Like, he can do some really good stuff and he can do some really shit stuff in it. But it's like I watched him the other day. He done some really good, like the build up, the move, and then he just dinked the ball over the bar. And it's like, bro, this is what you do, innit? Like, it's just like I don't. It's like he's either up here, or he's down there, bro. Like I don't like players like that. There's flashes of promise, and then them guys are bipolar, man. I'm done with these bipolar footballers, bro. I just need
real talk. The Marquines and that of this world.
Yeah. But this is why I like an Mbumo because I know, like as much as he's not the most aesthetic player, I know if you get the ball to him in certain areas, something's happening. Do you know what I'm saying? Like something will happen. So I'm more inclined. Send me these kind of players now. Do you know what I mean? The Colomwanis, no, bro. Like I need a sure thing now. Man United.
Yeah, now real talk.
I need sure things, bro.
Big up to Adewale says United, the only big 16 with a shit midfield. Even Tottenham midfield got better options than United. I also think this is the reason Wharton and Baleba not getting moves this summer. Betis broke the world transfer record for Denilson in the 90s. Yeah, I remember, bro. Did he end up doing well over there? Did he like? I remember when they signed him. I remember vividly, but did he do well over there?
Who's that? Denilson.
Denilson, yeah.
Yeah, he done all right. Him and Joaquin Sanchez, bro. Them two, at Betis, that Betis team was on, bro. They were on bits on the wings anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? But it was Denilson. Denilson was like, he wasn't a stats player. You know the ones. He was just a guy. That, man, turn up to watch Denilson play, just pure entertainment, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what.
That's it,
but
bro.
He wasn't a GA guy though. And neither to be fair with Joaquin as well. Joaquin was get down the line, put the ball in the box. Them man were not GA players, but do you know what I'm saying? Them man there were. Yeah, bro, they got man to come to the games. Like, how many players in world football right now are getting bums on seats? Do you know what I mean? Denilson's main thing is he couldn't stay fit. I think his ankles were just a bit dodgy and that. But when he was available, bro, like he was putting bums on seats, bro.
That's how we got to protect the ballers, man. We got to protect the ballers, man. You know what I'm saying to you? I know. Listen, I don't know about this Esteval guy, but I'm willing to let him at least thrive, man. I see Lee Gunner and that cooking it, but let's see, man. We see more ballers, man, because the Europe right now, or in world football now, we see the lack of talent, man. So yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Otherwise,
quote as well. Make sure after you do the super chat, you put that up because if that's a real quote, that's a brilliant quote, and I agree with it 100%.
Okay, let me go read that as well. We overrate our players so much. Garnacho is trash. He's not better than getting stop overrating these, man. We have finished 15th. Garnacho was starting almost every game. Bruno Club legend. Man said, run me another midfield rebuild. Stop this striker talk. Xerxes is one of our best players at the club. Our midfield's so weak. That's why we need to strengthen and spend the most, said Dylan. Big up to you. Even when we had Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial, we were on par with Liverpool's front three for scoring. I think we outscored them, bro.
We outscored them. I think in their first ever one, we outscored them, bro. With Dan James and them.
We outscored them, bro. Big up Yelix. I think Rance has a point about Rashford and Garnacho having attitude problems, which is concerning, especially when you consider Rashford's performance doesn't quite match his wages.
Not at all.
No chance. The Glazers and Ineos won't buy the women's team. We need to big up to Josh Weah, and he says we need a new name sponsor for character and the training sponsor kit. That's 200 million right there. Yeah,
but that's why we don't have one because they're waiting for the highest bidder. It's the same with the new stadium. Like Snapdragon that sponsor us said that they're happy to sponsor the stadium. They got company, so
if that brings peace.
Bro, they're being smart, bro. Look at Tottenham. Tottenham haven't even named their stadium yet, bro.
No, they haven't. They're waiting for the highest bidder.
They're waiting for the highest bidder, bro. Like, this is how you do business, bro. This is how you do business.
Yeah. Adewale says, we only spent 20 million this season on Cunha. We probably spent for a bit more on Mbumo this season. Means we've still got another 78 million to spend this season. We could easily get Baleba, but we won't. Joel and Avram blocked the full sale. Yeah, big up to you, man. We read this one here before. Big up to you. Nobody wants these players because of their pay. Big up Abdul Aziz says, Ineos have until the start of the second week in August, then they're officially frauds. Glazers 2.0, shift to Deadwood. How hard is it? If Chelsea are clearing bombs like it's nothing, like hit the likes. Yeah, hit the likes, people. We need 1,000 likes, man. Big up to my guy, man. Big up to you. George N says, as fans, we have zero control. We diss the Qataris and it will come back to haunt us. The fish smells like from the head of for the Glazers. How can you blame anyone from this current mess? If you're a Glazer in a board meeting, tell me. Yeah, listen, man. I think for me, it would have been perfect, the Qataris, but the problem is it wasn't going to happen, bro. The only thing is I was invested in was the actual board. The board I was invested. I was like, you know what? It's footballing people, you know. So that's the only way I was going to get excited about that. But I hear your greater point, bro. This one here is this a recent quote, by the way? But it says here, I get fans frustrated with slow transfers. If the club doesn't master negotiation, even with a 2 million difference, we risk being taken for granted long term.
Bro, he's spot on, bro. We've been getting bumped for ages. Everyone's talking about United tax. Now we need to show man the same way we showed Newcastle when they tried to do the fuckery with Ashworth. He said, bro, we'll give him money to take you to court if you don't want to let man go. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? We have to stand firm, bro. Because if we don't, innit, then we get mugged off, bro. Like, and this is the reality. So if we paid over the odds and we went straight for 70 million, like what Spurs did, man will be saying, oh yeah, we got bumped. Do you know what I mean? Like certain man already saying that we're overpaying for him, even though we're not. Do you know what I'm saying? But even if it is,
bro,
take your time.
Happy. Broski, I'm happy, bro.
Yeah,
if we can get him for 60 million or just a little bit above that, bro, Mason Mount was not worth 60 million, bro. He had no value of that, bro. He had done nothing.
We paid to get it over the line, and look at us now.
Yeah. For me, I'm happy to pay 60 million for him. Look at the market right now as well, when other teams are paying that same amount, yeah. If you look at Mateus Tell, bro. They paid 10 million loan fee, bro. And then they spent
have Tottenham paid that money yet? Because they had an obligation in the end, didn't
No,
they?
I think it went down to 35 million.
But either way, it's still an obligation. They got shagged. They didn't even play well.
They didn't even play well, bro. I don't know what they bought, but yeah, they paid 30 million. So they paid 40 million for him.
Oh,
40 million, bro. Yeah,
this is what I'm saying, bro. And when you look at Ineos, even when you look at the outgoings, bro, we've got loads of sell-on clauses, bro, that they've negotiated some decent contracts. You have to be real. So if they're taking their time with this Brentford thing, it's good, bro. This is how good negotiations always end with both teams feeling like they didn't really get the best out of it. Like Brentford won't be happy, we won't be happy. That's a good deal. That's how deals are, bro. When man say, yeah, cool, put down the phone, you got bumped. That's how you know. Like, this is the reality, bro. When things go through quickly, you got bumped. Like this is how business works. So it can take time.
Yeah, let's see, man. Last super chat of the day. Big up to you. He says about Jackson. Would you take Jackson at Chelsea? Chelsea might move him on. Nah, not for me, bro. Nah, man. Listen. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't. Yeah, not for me, man. It's too erratic, bro. We need someone who's a bit more, controlled.
We need consistency, man. You know what I mean? United, we've dealt with inconsistency for Lord knows how long. We need some sure things now, bro. I'm tired.
Facts. You get me? But listen, people, man, we're gonna wrap up here, man. You get me? Solid Mandem talk. Big up to everyone who was locked in, man. Get these likes up, man. We're not far off 1,000. 787 likes. Let's get up to 1,000 likes, man. You know what I mean? It's been a solid show. Hopefully, like I said, by next Mandem talk, hopefully we'll talk about some signings, maybe one or two. You know what I mean? Maybe things start to open up a little bit, man. So we just gotta hope and pray, man. But Rants, big up to you, man. You got anything you want to plug? Let them know.
Nah, I'm chilling, guys. I'll just make sure if you haven't seen the last 2 Rants reacts I uploaded the last couple of days, bro. It's up in it, so do you know what I mean? You lot make sure you catch up with that. Other than that, I'm chilling. Yeah,
same, man. No Club World Cup. I think it's on Friday morning.
Yeah, that's it, bro.
Boy, that's gonna be a tough one, man. But
was it a morning? Oh yeah, it's the AM thing, innit?
Yeah, bro. AM. I think Chelsea's AM, and then I think there's one at 5 p.m. as well.
Yeah, I'm doing a 5 o'clock. I ain't doing no AM games, man.
It's crazy, man. I don't know what they're thinking, but Fluminense, Al Hilal, and then Palmeiras, Chelsea, PSG, Bayern, and Real Madrid, Dortmund. So that's the games this weekend. So fun games, man. Big up Tech Zeno, man. Let them know, man. What you got coming up?
Big up, Mandem, man. Bro, nothing too much, man. Just obviously still going with the TikTok reactions, still going with the Insta reactions as well. Obviously trying to hit 100K on both platforms by the end of the year, man. So just keep running it up, people. Love for the love as well. Make sure you smash the likes as well, man. Hit 1K for Saeed.
Yeah, big up to you, man. Big up to everyone locked in, man. Who's live, people, that we right now, people? Let me know who's live we can redirect to. Yeah, let me see who's live right now. I think League Gunner's live. Yeah, League Gunner's live. Right, we're gonna raid League Gunner, and go to his channel right now, Saeed TV raid, and I'll see you lot tomorrow morning, people. We're out.